Good morning, YouTube fans. It's Dr. Matthew Johnson. It is Sunday morning at 9:02 a.m. July 20, what again? 23rd, 2023. And we have some testimonials from our July camp. So we're going to get started with somebody who looks a little familiar to me.
Can't imagine you. I'm Cynthia. I'm here because I live here. We need to figure out how many of these camps we've done so we can say this is camp number XYZ, but I don't know. It has been, let's see, Friday night sit, light anomalies, could see people disappearing at the hugging jars, a lot of light activity in the bushes. Last night there was just energy everywhere. Everywhere I looked, the grass was starting to turn kind of fuzzy, out of focus. The people at the hugging jars were growing and disappearing. Stuart always seems to get a whole lot taller, and he's tall to start with. So that's always interesting to watch. Friday night we were hearing like two pieces of metal rubbing together back in the woods. There's nothing back there that would cause that noise. I did check it out the next morning. And then once I hit my cot, that's all she wrote. So that's about all I've got.
Okay. Thanks, babe. Next.
I am Pamela from Rainier, Washington. And last night I began to see the Xanue against the background of the black as being the darker shapes. So I was beginning to see their shape.
Mm-hmm.
I saw light, and then I stayed up and talked to Laura, and all of a sudden light was flashing all over her, sort of blue orb on her chest. And as I was looking at her, talking to her, I could see movement between the trees. I kept looking to see if there was someone going to their cot, but everybody was already in bed because it was now like 12:28 p.m. right in the morning. So that was really cool. And then this morning when I was walking and taking photographs, I was way down by the bench, and there was this really bright, ultra vivid light, like a flash went off right next to the bench, but there's no lights there. So that was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next.
Hi, I'm Ron, a truth seeker, and I came all the way from Montreal, Canada to seek the truth, and found this beautiful place, camp, and to experience the truth. And I found it thanks to Dr. Johnson here and all the people that have participated. Now, Friday night, I went a little bit earlier than most people came down to the night sit, and I saw it behind the woodpile, 6 beings, like shadows, just slightly moving around. And then Dr. Johnson came out later and told everyone that the 6 members of the council were behind the woodpile, which confirmed what I had seen. Last night, I was standing in front of Cantu, and he put his arms around me, and I had my hands out like this, and on this side of me, someone was going up and down my arm. I could feel my jersey was moving, and the hand going up and down about 5 times. And other than that, I think that's about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Ron. Next.
Stuart from Royal City, Washington. I've been here before a few times. I think this was my 21st night here. So the first night was pretty subdued for me. I could see little pin lights behind the wood pile just a little bit. But then later, after everyone went to bed, I played a song while Ray and Eric were down at the wood pile. And all of a sudden, an orb about that size just popped and went up about 8 feet and disappeared.
Wow.
And Eric saw it because it like came from his shoulder area.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played another song, and when I was done, one about 10, 12 feet up just popped again, just came on and was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I saw on the first night. The second night, I went down to get a hug from Cantu,
Mm-hmm.
and I started feeling that energy. This time I was lit up like crazy. So I told him I'm going to raise my arms. So I raised my arms up like this, and everybody's like, "Oh, it looks like his arms are up." And I'm like, "Yeah, these arms?" Anyway, they proceeded to start glowing, and when I was done, I walked away, and you could still see my arms kind of glowing yellow.
They were like glow sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then I saw a little bit of pin light action right in front of us where the little ones were, because there's a glow rock here, a glow rock there, and I kept seeing stuff flashing where there were no glow rocks. So that's all I saw. And then we went to bed, and then everybody else got a little bit more after we left, I think.
Okay. Thank you, Stu.
You're welcome.
Next.
I am Cindy. I'm from Royal City, Washington. I belong to him. I'm here because my friends are here, and it's a wonderful place to be. Friday, I saw a lot of red lights behind the woodpile, and right as the night set was starting, I saw on the left a whole bunch, just a whole group of orbs about that big. And then last night, Stuart grew quite considerably when he was hugging Cantu, and his arms were glowing. And then when Ray went up there, he was glowing like there was no tomorrow, and then he disappeared.
Yep.
But he came back, and he was glowing a bit more, and he got extremely tall. And then that was really about all I saw. Then we went to bed, and that was it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Lydia, and I'm from the Atlanta, Georgia area. Last night, the first night we were here, I saw a lot of glowing around people's feet, like when they went up to the jars, like a little red hue glowing, and a little light, bluish white. And I did see like a little wave at one time, like the air was wavy. It was really strange, and it just went away very quickly. The next night, which was last night, I saw little pin lights, and then I saw some little red pin lights near the bottom, like something was crawling around, like you said, there were the children were out there, and you just see these little lights. It was really cool. And yeah, I saw Stuart. He disappeared. I mean, he actually, while he was walking up there, it looked like he was growing, like a foot or two longer. I'm like, is he growing and getting like the Slender Man? He's like, oh.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you put your arms up, and I could see glowing around him. When I went to the wood pile, I felt just presence, and it was very quiet, like they were just listening, like people were just listening to you. And then both nights I went to bed, I didn't really feel any interaction while I was when I was asleep. But I know the first night I did wake up like at 5 in the morning, and then I started dreaming about something like I was here, and it didn't go very farther. Usually you dream you're somewhere else, but I was here, and that went away. I woke up and I said, oh, I got to get up. Everybody's up now. And last night, I think I was just very tired and just finally fell asleep. And that was it. It's been pretty cool. Oh, I did hear a lot of howling, but it seems like there was something out there howling with them, like it was aggravating them. Come on, let's howl together. I could just see that. And then all of a sudden it just stopped, like an orchestra where they just stopped the music, they just stopped the howling, and then I didn't hear anymore.
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm Laura from Vancouver, Washington, and I come up here because I enjoy being in nature, and I enjoy all the company and friendship and being with like-minded people, so I don't get that at home, so it's nice to be around that. It was not here Friday night, and so last night was my first night, and I held out my left hand when I was just sitting in my chair watching what was going on with everyone else, and my hand was disappearing, and then I felt like just a quick little pin prick, but not a prick, and just a little tap, and And then I went down to the wood pile and I put my hands out and they were disappearing. And then all of a sudden I had like in my left hand a warm ball that was glowing. And it just warmed my whole hand and then it went away. And that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi, I'm PJ from Helper, Utah. I came up here to try to learn more. I've read Dr. Johnson's books and I've had my own experiences, so I was hoping to fill in some of the gaps I've had. We got here Friday. Friday night, I didn't really see a lot, but when I went to see Kantu to get a hug, it felt like he was lifting my arms up. That was interesting. At last night's sit, I thought I could see some energy moving around. I could definitely feel it. I didn't see a lot of light or anything that I could say for sure was it. But what was interesting is during the day yesterday, I was hiking on one of the trails and I saw a young one. He was only about 3 feet tall or so, ducked behind a tree. I saw his shoulder very clearly. And as he did so, he hit a branch that was right behind it. But he disappeared, but the branch kept waving. So,
That's pretty cool.
kind of a dark brown color. So that was really neat. And there's some amazing people here. Never felt more welcome in a stranger's house than I have here. And so just some amazing people. That's about it for me.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, hi, I'm Xanue Jensen. I'm from Helper, Utah. What drew me to Camp Xanue is my husband's quest for looking for the Xanue intrigued me. And so he said, well, since I want to go, I'm dragging you with me. So unfortunately, I have not been experiencing any communication with the Xanue. I'm very new at this. It's possible I might be doing something wrong. I'm not too sure, but I'm still remaining to be positive. But the one experience that I have been experiencing here is like the wonderful people, the hospitality, and just being at peace. That's what I'm mostly experiencing. Good juju, whatever you want to call it. Usually I have issues with sleeping a full night, and since I've been here, I've been able to have undistracted sleep, which is really awesome.
Nice.
So, but I'm still, like I said, I'm remaining positive, keeping my fingers crossed, and hopefully I'll be able to see something.
Sometimes it takes people a while. It's not about doing something right or wrong. It's just we're all wired differently.
Exactly. So I figure hopefully I'll have a chance to meet with the Xanue. I'll see them when I'm supposed to see them.
Yep. Exactly. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Hello, guys.
Hello. Are we a couple? Yeah. My name's Eric. I'm from Moses Lake, Washington, and I'm a first timer. First night on Friday was, there's a little bit of trepidation as you go into this because you're not sure exactly what you're getting into. And we went down. I went down to the jar, and when I was getting a hug, I literally could feel my hands vibrating. I mean, like the palms of my hands. It was very odd. And I came back and sat down and was kind of like, okay, that was strange, and I'm not sure what went on there, but interesting experience. And then later in the evening, after everybody had checked out, except for Stuart, myself, and Ray, Stuart was behind me playing guitar. Me and Ray were up at the wood pile, and we were talking, just having a conversation with Xanue, me and Ray were, and I caught like a bright light off to the side of my shoulder, and I looked over, and it went up like just straight up, and I made a comment of like, holy cow, and Stuart said the same thing almost exactly in unison with me. So that was really interesting. A lot of anomalous stuff that you see that you're not really sure what you're seeing. So I kind of followed that into maybe I'm just trying too hard at this. But then last night it was definitely it was different. I went down to the woodpile at one point, and as I crossed the threshold to where the glow rocks were, I felt like something, just like a chill, like a shock of some sort. Nothing negative, but very like when you get a chill, but it wasn't cold. It was just ripped through me, and I was kind of like, okay, this is another one of those strange things. And we had another person that was here, Joel, and I'm not sure, we just got to talk a little bit. But when Ray and I were sitting there next to Joel, he was able to see things that Ray and I weren't catching. And he said, well, there's like a 6-footer and a 10-footer in front of you. And he's like, put your hands out. So I put my hands out, palm up, and it's dark, so it's hard to see. But the appearance was, to me, my perception was that my hands were disappearing. My fingers would go away and come back and some various stuff. And me and Ray were kind of doing that together. Now, whether that was just, like I said, some kind of anomalous thing that was happening with my eyes, or whether that was legitimately Xanue, I can't guarantee one way or the other. But with all the other experiences that I've had this weekend, I'm definitely, there's no skeptic left here at all. It's everybody here is honest. Everybody is down to earth. There's no guile within this, and I appreciate the fact that Dr. Johnson's opened up his home for us. And read the books. Read the books. It will make you a better, more equipped if you do decide to come here to understand what's going on, or at least have a little bit of a handle on it. So that's pretty much what I got for you.
Okay. Well, thank you, sir. Last but not least, the other part of the couple. How do you follow? Well, we're going to watch and find out.
Ditto, and ditto. My name is Ray, and I'm from Moses Lake, Washington as well, as my good friend. And the reason why I'm up here, I've always been a big fan of the unknown, the cryptid, the paranormal, all that kind of stuff. So he hit me to these books and kind of talked me through, which was a lot to unpack once I started getting into the information. But I'm also a big lover of nature. I love sleeping outdoors, so and I believe in Xanue, so I came along. Last night, Saturday night, I haven't really been feeling anything. I haven't been feeling any energies or any touches, and it's my first time, so I feel that. But last night, we got an honor to play music for the Council 12, which
Very cool.
I thought was going to be like, yeah, I got this. But then as soon as I was sitting there playing to the darkness of the woodpile, I got tight-chested. But for me, last night, I really didn't experience much. But the first night I was seeing a lot of the twinkles, those little spots, little red and blues here and some whites and a bit of like shimmering light in the back of the forest. But once again, it's my first time, so it's hard to discern, what it is, if it's just my mind and my eyes trying to make sense of the black, or if I did see that, but out of the peripherals saw a lot of shadowy movement. But at the end of the night, me, Stu, and Eric were just goofing off, hanging out the last three, and I went down to the woodpile, and I was just like, okay, I'm here, I'm not afraid. I believe I'm just trying to acclimate to your climate, and anything to help me along would be great. And 3 o'clock position out of my peripheral, there was a tree, and then behind it was another tree, so I could see the contrast. And about 6 feet up, it was like somebody took like a bucket of fluorescent blue energy paint and just hit the tree, because it was the shape of the tree trunk. And from about 6 feet up, it just went, whoa, just straight light blue light, and it was gone. But I know for a fact that I did see that.
Cool.
So that's the experiences I've had so far.
Awesome. Well, everybody, there you have it. Some cool testimonials from everybody. We have another night sit tonight, so we'll see what everyone has to share tomorrow morning. We'll get back to you on the next video. This is Dr. J and everybody else signing off.